Good morning, everybody. I hope you're all having a good day so far. I wanted to talk today about a dream. Well, I don't know if you would really call it a dream. Okay, let me start this over. I want to talk about the other night. So, 2 nights ago, I could not fall asleep. I tried everything. I know they say you're not supposed to go on your phone before you go to bed, but I do. And my husband has to get up really early in the morning, so he falls asleep like you flip a switch and he's asleep. So he was asleep, and the kids are up late now because it's summer and they've been home since March. And so they basically tuck us in and then they go back and play their video games and go on their iPads for a while. And they're pretty good, they're pretty quiet, and they do their own thing for a while. And then they go upstairs at about midnight. And I mean, they're old enough to do that anyway. That's not the point. So I'm turning my phone off, trying to go to sleep for a while. I can't go to sleep. So I toss and turn a little bit, and then I go back on my phone for a bit. And then I think, okay, I think I'm feeling tired enough that I can actually sleep. So I turn my phone off, or not turn it off, you know what I mean. Put it down and turn the screen off. And I sleep on if you're looking at our room, I sleep on the left side of the bed, but I was laying on my right and close my eyes. And I'm like, okay, this is great. I'm going to fall asleep. And then a spirit, comes and looks in my face. I was a little bit taken aback because I didn't expect it. I was like, oh, what are you doing? So I open my eyes, of course, because I'm like, somebody really in here? Maybe one of my kids is in the room talking to me or something. And they weren't. So I just say, okay, forget it. I'm just going to go to sleep. So I close my eyes again. And a different one looks in my face. I was like, okay, that's the second one. So I open my eyes. Like, what is going on? I look around the room. I don't see anything. Okay, I'm going to try this again. I close my eyes. And a different spirit looks in my face. Now, I did sort of see other things in the background as well. Like, it was almost as if it was a crowd of people, which social distancing. No, I don't think the spirits get that. But so some of them looked scary. And I thought, why am I seeing that? I thought that my vibration was high enough that I wouldn't see that. So I was just thinking, okay, I'm going to calm myself down because I don't want to get into that fear mode and that feeling. So I said a little protection I'm a Wiccan, so I said to Mother Goddess and Father God. I don't know what that was, God. And I just said, to surround myself with positivity, and if there were spirits who needed my help and they were coming for their highest and best of intentions, I would help them. And so closed my eyes again, and I saw a different one again right in front of me. So I was like, okay, what's going on? And I couldn't hear them. I could see them, and it was almost as if they knew I was there, but they couldn't quite see me, and I knew they were there, but I couldn't hear them. So I think that's why they were getting as close to me as they were. It was almost as if, when you're, okay, take this for example. When you're looking in a car that has tinted windows. So from far away, you can see, like the seats and stuff. But when you get closer, you can't really see what's in there. It's almost like distorted a little bit. So I have a feeling that's what was happening on their end. And then, like I said, for myself, I couldn't hear them. And I don't mean hear just in the sense of with my ears, but I couldn't hear them even like in my head. So there was definitely some sort of disconnect or barrier between us. So I said, okay, I would love to help you if you need help, but I can't do anything right now because I'm really tired and I need to go to sleep. And then it seemed to stop. So I was like, okay, I'm going to try to go to sleep. And then I got that feeling that I have not had in so long, where the bed was vibrating. And it starts at my feet, and it seemed to not progress. Sometimes it progresses from there. And I really think it was the vibrations of the spirits that were around me. So by this point, I'm like, okay, I'm clearly not sleeping right now, because this is, now my bed is shaking. And so I go back on my phone and try to read a little bit, play a game I play solitaire on my tablet that I have as well. But it's like a mini tablet, so it's not that big. But anyway, that is totally not the point. So I'm playing solitaire for a little bit and trying to just get my mind tired again. And then the kids are coming up to bed, so I'm awake again. So I say goodnight to them, and I try again to close my eyes again. I don't see them this time. I don't feel the bed shaking, but I still feel like there's something around me. And again, it didn't feel like it was bad. It just felt like there was a lot of energy. So at that point I said, okay, I'm going to use some help to go to sleep. So my oldest son takes melatonin to sleep. He has ADHD, and for the longest time, he was always a terrible, terrible sleeper. This is a side conversation, sorry. And he wouldn't sleep well until one day I had read about melatonin, and I thought, I wonder, I'm going to try it. So I tried it, and he slept through the night, and he slept. And I mean, this is not a baby. This was at like 9 or 10 years old. And he slept really well. And so he's been taking melatonin ever since. And I did talk to his doctor, and the doctor said it's fine, because it's a natural, I don't know. It's not I don't know what they call it. It's not well, it is a supplement, but anyways, it's melatonin. Your body makes it and needs it. And so he said it's fine for him to take it every day. So sometimes if I'm having trouble fall asleep, I'll take one too. So I took one that night, and then I was thankfully, because by this point it was 1:00, and my husband gets up at 3:50. So I thought, this guy's got to get up in a couple hours. I need to get some sleep so that I don't keep, because, when you're tossing and turning, the other person's feeling that. Mind you, he was sleeping pretty good. I don't think he was disturbed. But anyways, so I took the melatonin, and I thankfully fell asleep. So when I woke up in the morning, fully refreshed, and I didn't feel anything around me. But I did make sure that when I woke up, I said, if there are spirits that need my help and you're coming with the highest and best of intentions, I'll help you. I told them that the night before, but they just, it was really odd to me that we were kind of on the other side of something where they couldn't see me fully and I couldn't hear them fully. I don't know what that barrier really was. So I might go and try to get some messages maybe today and just kind of have some meditation time and see if I can open myself up a little bit more. I'm not sure what that was all about, but it definitely seemed as if they were trying to see me, the way they were looking, like when I would close my eyes and it would look like they were kind of, when you're trying to figure and you move your head, you're kind of tilting, like looking like, what do I see? What is that? So I definitely think they weren't trying to scare me or intimidate me or anything. I think they were literally trying to see if they could see me. And I have been practicing more. So practice makes progress. And I find that the more that I do messages, the better they're getting. And the more they're coming through easier. So perhaps now it's like leveling up, so before, because actually one of the things that I noticed was that how clear they were. And a lot of times before, when I would do readings, they would always seem muted or muddled. And it always seemed like I could see some, but not all. And one of the things I noticed with this was the detail that I could see. So I definitely think that that is improving, which is good, because a lot of times when I'm doing readings, people, they want to know what the person is that I'm seeing. And sometimes I'm not seeing them at all. I'm just hearing them. And like I said, it's not really hearing from my ears. It's more hearing in my head. I don't know how to describe it, because I know that sounds so weird. It's almost like it's your internal thoughts, but they're not my thoughts. And I think I've said this before, but it's weird because where my internal thoughts come from feels like it's a different place in my head than where my mediumship messages come from. They seem to come like lower, almost behind my ear, whereas my own thoughts, to me, it feels like they come from the top, like the front part of my head. I don't know. I'm not a biologist. I don't know if that makes any sense, but that's just how I experience it. And I know that there's lots of people who, when they get messages, they get it in a very different way. And I have audibly heard spirits, but this is a different sort of experience. And so I was actually really excited about the fact that how clear they were. And like I said, it was almost like there was a crowd. And so obviously some of them weren't as clear. Some of them were more. And the good thing too was the ones that seemed kind of scary were the more muted ones. They were the more like in the back. And there was only like, I could see some of their faces kind of through the crowd, but they weren't the ones that were super close to me. And the couple that got right into my face, I would really like to try again to see if they can get a message across, or maybe they're trying to reach out to me to tell somebody something. And I have no problem doing that, as long as they're doing it with love and to help, and not something to be tricksters or to hurt somebody or to be mean or anything. But I do know that I absolutely love it. I love that I can see and hear them and help them. Because as much comfort as I'm sure it brings them, it brings that much more comfort to the person who's getting the message. And I love that I can do that. I can provide comfort or connection for people. And if it's just something that they want to hear, they want to just know what's going on the other side. Because I'm 100% sure there's something else. And the more that I am reading or feeling or seeing things happening with this evolution of this change that's happening with everybody, but especially with people who are already connected to a greater psychic ability. And I think everybody can do it, but some people I think are already more connected, so they're seeing the shift that's happening right now, which is, it's incredible. And it's almost as if it's growing every single day, this change. And I really honestly do believe that something big is coming, and it's going to be almost as if humanity as a whole is going to move up in evolution, and the evolution is part of what's going on psychically with our spiritual aspect. And I don't mean religion, because I'm not thinking like that. I'm thinking like how we are connected to the universe. And I don't know what it is, but I definitely feel like there's a big, big shift coming. And maybe you're somebody who's always been a little connected and you've never felt like things were progressing. Try it out now and see. Try and get some messages, or try your tarot cards, or try your runes, or try whatever it is that you use to connect psychically, and see if you're noticing a difference as well. Because I definitely think that's what's happening. Absolutely. Something big is coming, and I think it's going to be a good thing. I think it's going to be a real shift from our mindset, where, especially with all this around the world political stuff, I feel like as a whole, humanity, not just North Americans, humanity as a whole is going to be shifting psychically. And I hope that that just brings more love and peace and calm to the world. That's what we need. Anyways, I hope you all have a wonderful day, and we'll talk again soon. Take care.